Duma Boko is the leader of the Botswana National Front and president of an opposition coalition, the Umbrella for Democratic Change. He played a crucial role in the process of forming the coalition in 2012 by three political parties, the Botswana National Front, the Botswana Movement for Democracy and the Botswana People's Party. For the 2024 elections, the coalition included the Botswana National Front, the Alliance for Progressives and the Botswana People's Party. Boko is a human rights lawyer who is considered a social democrat. He read law at the University of Botswana and at Harvard Law School. He was raised in a modest family in Mahalapye, a village 200 kilometers from the country's capital, Gaborone. The country of 2.5 million has very high levels of unemployment, at 27.6%, as well as poverty, at 38%. His campaign pledges suggested that he stands for and identifies with the lower economic strata of society. One of his key messages was a promise to diversify and transform the economy from over-reliance on minerals, particularly diamonds, which account for 90% of exports. He also promised to raise the basic pay, students' allowances, and old age pensions. He pledged to make matters afflicting the youth a priority as around 70% of the country's population is below 35 years old. As a constitutional and human rights lawyer, Boko has emerged as a leader who is keen to advance social justice. And owing to his training, he preaches a humane approach to issues confronting the nation. He has lived and practiced respect for human rights, especially the rights of the downtrodden, including the Basarwe, the San, the indigenous people of Botswana. Duma Gideon Boko, born December 31, 1969, is a Botswana politician and lawyer currently serving as President of Botswana since November 1, 2024 and as leader of the Umbrella for Democratic Change since 2012. He served as the leader of the opposition in the National Assembly from 2014 to 2019. Duma Boko attained the presidency of the BNF in 2010. He led the creation of the Umbrella for Democratic Change, an alliance of the main opposition parties in Botswana. He ran as the alliance's president in Botswana's general elections in 2014 and 2019. At the 2024 election, he led his party to victory and was sworn in as president of Botswana on November 1, 2024. Duma Boko was born in Botswana's Central District, in the village of Mahalapye. Boko's father worked as a lecturer at Mahalapye Brigades. He died in 2004. Duma has a sister, Emma Boko. In 1987, Boko studied law at University of Botswana, UB. He was elected to the Student Representative Council, SRC. Among his law classmates were High Court judges Michael Leburu, Ki Dingake, Bangbame Sachil, and Lot Moroka. After graduating in 1993, he attended Harvard Law School, where he obtained a Master of Laws degree. Boko returned to teach law at University of Botswana from 1993 to 2003, while also running a law firm. In the early 2000s, he wrote a column in the newspaper The Monitor in which he claimed that judges were not intellectually progressive. He expressed frustration that academics and judges were not doing enough research to make informed judgments. Boko became the leader of the Botswana National Front, BNF, in 2010. His position and party membership was challenged on the grounds that when the BNF split in 2000, he had become a founding member of the National Democratic Front, NDF. If proven, this would, according to the BNF constitution, disqualify him from a leadership position in the party for 3 years after rejoining it. He prevailed in court. He inherited a party that was in decline under the leadership of Itswilet Semupo. The BNF came together with the newly formed Botswana Movement for Democracy, BMD, a splinter of the Botswana Democratic Party, and the Botswana People's Party to form the Umbrella for Democratic Change. Some BNF members were strongly against the coalition, arguing that the exercise would make their party disappear. Lawsuits against Boko and his Central Committee were filed before the High Court. Boko and the BNF won all the court challenges. In the 2014 general election, Duma Boko led the UDC to a second-place finish in the National Assembly, winning 17 seats to the Botswana Democratic Party's, BDP, 37. Boko became the leader of the opposition. In the 2019 general election, Boko was defeated by Anna Mokgethi of the BDP in the Gaborone Bonington North constituency. As a result of his defeat, he lost his title of Leader of the Opposition in the 12th National Assembly. Boko claimed that during the 2019 general election, there was massive vote rigging and fraud by the BDP to favor President Mokgweetsi Masisi. The current evidence is the discontinuation of election ink and an excess of voters' registration cards. Despite both the Botswana Congress Party and Botswana Patriotic Front leaving the UDC, Boko's party, and the opposition as a whole, were able to take a majority of seats in the elections while reducing the long-dominant BDP to a rump of 4 seats. As leader of the majority alliance in the legislature, Boko became the president-elect. He was sworn into office on November 1. Boko's ascent to the presidency marked the first time since 1966, when Botswana became independent, that a former opposition party has won an election. As president, Boko stated his intention to granting temporary work and residence permits to undocumented Zimbabweans and renegotiate economic agreements with De Beers regarding Botswana's diamond industry. Boko's government is taking charge of a country with underdevelopment challenges. The two biggest are unemployment and poverty, which intensified under Masisi's government. The other critical challenge is corruption, which escalated under Masisi and came to define his time in office as some of his relatives benefited from government tenders. Institutions that were meant to ensure transparency and accountability were muted or ineffective. In addition, the Directorate on Intelligence and Security Services began to operate as a law unto itself and was considered to have gone rogue. There were reports that it obstructed investigations by the Directorate on Corruption and Economic Crime, among others, of those considered politically connected. And there were reports that it had assumed roles outside its mandate, such those of the police, and the Corruption and Economic Crime Directorate. Masisi, who also stood accused of corruption, took no action. He has denied the allegations. Institutions that were meant to provide accountability, such as the Directorate on Corruption and Economic Crime and the judiciary, were weakened or compromised under his government through interference. Until around the mid-2000s, Botswana was widely lauded by international agencies and observers for its positive economic and social indicators relative to its peers. Yet, a significant proportion of its population has been left out, due to neoliberal policies pursued by the ruling party since independence. Boko's government needs to devise new strategies to fight poverty and unemployment. Secondly, Boko's government needs to unite the nation, which became increasingly divided as the ruction between Masisi and former President Ian Khama escalated. The Directorate on Intelligence and Security Services was at the center of their friction. Masisi was considered in certain quarters to make government appointments on regional and tribal lines. Thirdly, Boko needs to restore trust and credibility in government and its institutions, including the judiciary. Trust is low. This requires revamping institutions that ensure transparency and accountability in government, containing the rogue intelligence directorate and ending wasteful expenditure and corruption. Fourth, his government needs to transform the economy to create jobs. This is critical as he assumes power at a time when the diamond market is subdued. It is the country's largest revenue earner. These challenges do not have a simple solution. They will require that his government consult citizens in order to carry them along. Effective checks and balances must ensure the transparency and accountability that eluded the previous government. Thank you for watching this video.